How the Vatican Bank became a global power player. In the heart of Rome, behind marble walls, gilded ceilings, and centuries of silence, lies one of the most mysterious financial institutions on Earth. A bank, not created for profit. A bank
It was an empire
created
built
to
on
serve
trust
God.
and secrecy.
And yet, through decades of secrecy, war, and scandal, it became one of the most powerful players in global finance.
A bank not created
This is
for
the untold
profit.
story of how the Vatican Bank, known as the Institute for the Works of Religion, rose from faith into power. The year was 1942. Europe was burning. Nations crumbled under the weight of war. Amid the chaos, Pope Pius XII issued a decree. He founded the Institute for the Works of Religion, or IOR. Its mission was simple: to safeguard and manage property destined for religious and charitable purposes. But its meaning was far more complex. Vatican City was neutral, a sovereign state surrounded by war. That neutrality gave the Church something priceless: freedom from every government. And with that freedom came the power to move money across borders, unseen. During World War II, funds from across Europe flowed quietly into Vatican accounts, some for churches, some for missions, and some history still cannot explain. While armies fought for land, the Vatican secured something different: a network of influence, a way to protect the wealth of the faithful and the future of the Church. By the war's end, the Vatican Bank was no longer just a vault of charity. It had become a sovereign financial sanctuary. Through the 1950s and 60s, the IOR expanded quietly.
Be with you.
It served dioceses,
Look at what we are building
religious
together
orders,
for your
and papal
future.
foundations across continents. Money came from every corner of the Catholic world: Latin America, Africa, Asia, Europe, all converging on the small state of Vatican City. And unlike any other bank on Earth, the IOR paid no taxes. It was subject to no foreign oversight. No government could demand its books. It operated, quite literally, under divine jurisdiction. But power attracts shadows. And in the 1970s, the shadows arrived. IOR's secretive operations drew powerful allies and dangerous friends. Italian businessmen, politicians, and even criminal networks saw opportunity in the Church's untouchable status. The result was one of the biggest financial scandals in modern history. At the center stood Banco Ambrosiano, Italy's second largest private bank. It had deep ties to the Vatican Bank.
Shh, it's all
When
right.
it collapsed in 1982,
Everything is
over
going to
$1
be
billion
okay.
vanished. The chairman, Roberto Calvi, known as God's banker, was found dead hanging beneath Blackfriars Bridge in London. The bridge's name, Blackfriars. An eerie echo of the Dominican monks' black robes, a symbol that fueled decades of conspiracy. Mafia involvement? Political murder, a warning to the Vatican itself. No one truly knows. But the message was clear. The Vatican Bank's secrets were no longer safe. The scandal shattered the Church's reputation. For the first time, the world began to question, how could an institution built on faith become entangled in greed? Behind closed doors, Vatican officials promised reform. Yet for years, little changed. Transparency moved at a glacial pace, even as the world modernized its financial systems. The Vatican Bank remained an enigma, operating under its own rules, its own laws, its own moral compass. But by the dawn of the 21st century, the pressure could no longer be ignored. New laws against money laundering, global financial standards, and public scrutiny forced the Vatican to act. Slowly, a transformation began. Audits were introduced. anonymous accounts were closed. For the first time, the IOR began to publish annual reports. And then came Pope Francis. When he assumed the papacy in 2013, Francis declared war on corruption, both spiritual and financial. He ordered a complete review of the Vatican Bank. He invited independent auditors, created new oversight commissions, and dismissed officials tied to the old guard. Most importantly, he demanded that the Church's financial institutions reflect the values they were meant to serve: honesty, humility, and service. By 2019, the Vatican Bank operated under a reformed charter, transparent, accountable, compliant with international law. A new era had begun. Today, the Institute for the Works of Religion manages an estimated 5 to 7 billion euros. It serves around 14,000 clients, religious orders, Catholic missions, employees of the Holy See, and charities across the world. It is no longer a commercial player, but rather the financial heart of a global faith. Every donation, every missionary fund, every cathedral project flows, in some way, through this small but powerful institution. And so, the question remains, what makes the Vatican Bank a global power player? It is not the size of its balance sheet, nor the profits it earns. Its power lies in something deeper: the trust of 1.3 billion believers, the loyalty of a global church, and the moral authority that still shapes nations. Where other banks trade in numbers, the Vatican Bank trades in faith. From the ashes of war, through decades of secrecy, scandal, and reform, the Vatican Bank has endured. It has been called many things: a sanctuary, a shadow, a scandal, a symbol. But through it all, it remains what it was meant to be: a vessel for faith, powered by the machinery of finance. It is the paradox at the heart of the modern world, where the divine meets the material, where belief and money coexist, and where power, in its purest form, is neither holy nor human, but both. This is how the Vatican Bank became a global power player,